Hi, everybody. I'm Q, and welcome to my tapes. In this live video, we will first and foremost be procrastinating, okay? But really, in my procrastination, we have a few things to talk about. These are some weekend kind of live tapes. Before I start, please let me know if you can hear me. And then if you're watching this after this is all over, go ahead and go to the comment section because I'm going to put timestamps. So, first thing, I'm going to read the title. I fear. Well, I don't really fear for this man. Dababy is broke. I have some thought. Dababy is broke, allegedly. But I feel like this man needs money. And I kind of want to talk about, like, why is he even paying for features? Like, why is he even paying, like, this amount of money for features? And how many people who have been doing features with Tory Lanez, like, where have they, like, ended up? Like, I just kind of had some question about that. So we're going to talk about that. We're actually going to start with Chloe and, like, Nina Simone's daughter, granddaughter, because we kind of need to talk about that. We kind of need to talk about that. Yes, hey, Twadele Marks. Hey, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my gosh, yes. Thank you so much for talking about my braids. Also, I'll try not to keep this as long as the previous one. So once again, if you're watching this after the recording is over, go ahead and look downstairs. Oh my god, downstairs. Look like in the comment section because I'll probably put timestamps like I did the last one. So let's start with Nina Simone's granddaughter real quick because I think this is kind of something that I've kind of been thinking about. I've kind of been thinking about in terms of, this is really the question that I had for you guys. Do you guys feel as though family business should be put on the internet? I'm really curious. What do you guys think? And also, let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? For all of y'all that are on the stream, let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so I'm going to keep talking just in case you guys can hear me. So I don't know if you guys have kind of started to see those tweets in regards to like Nina Simone's granddaughter talking about how Kamala Harris had been the reason why I guess their family had kind of lost out on their estate. And I don't really want to comment on that too much. What I actually do want to comment on is some of the documents that came out, or it's not came out, but it's documents that you can actually find, estate documents that you can find, the court documents that you can find. And I really just wanted to share information from a plaintiff attorney who had looked at the documents, and then an estate attorney who had looked at the documents. And really all I have to say, after kind of hearing the plaintiff attorney talk about how in the documentation it talked about how unfortunately it looks like apparently that unfortunately like the mother of this granddaughter, Nina Simone's granddaughter, like her mom. Okay, perfect. Hi Kaluki Masal, mwah, mwah, welcome. Yeah, so I'll try not to keep this long. Apparently the mother had been money laundering and like had been taking money out of like the charity that Nina Simone had apparently like left. And all I really want to say, and obviously, you know, I'm not an estate attorney, right? I'm not an estate attorney. I'm also not like a criminal attorney. So if there are any attorneys that maybe do any of the two, I'd love to hear, you know, what you might think about this. But it kind of just made me think about, dang, like, since these records and these documents are publicly available, I'm wondering, like, if this should have been brought to the internet. Like, I'm wondering if maybe you should have talked with your parents about their relationship. And actually, let's say that Nina Simone's daughter did money launder, you know, and like, I'm not necessarily saying that she wasn't owed the money. You know what I mean? Like, that's not really what I'm saying either. Like, I'm not saying that she felt like, bro, like, you guys are really gonna need to support me with these funds. Like, I can't even believe we're suffering like this. You know what I mean? So I'm not really here to kind of disparage or kind of talk about that in that regards, but kind of something that I thought about. The second thing I wanted to talk about in that regard, and then we'll be done because I want to move on to Dababy. We really need to talk about this Dababy thing real quick. But the last thing I'll say is parents can lie, you know? Like, parents can lie, and the best analogy that I will say to this is something that I was reading recently about, like, the history of Korean Americans in the United States. And essentially, it kind of goes like this. A lot of the Korean Americans that are here in the United States today are here because they were most likely, it's like 92% of them were most likely affiliated with rich kind of families. And the only way that they were able to do that at the time that they came over, which was when Japan was trying to like colonize Korea, was through aligning themselves with their colonizers. And that's essentially how they were able to get all this funds and money, some of which were also like loans from the Korean government, which came from the people, right? Everybody had to put money into these sort of loans that were given. And so what they ended up doing is that when things were tumbling down, they fled Korea. And now some of these Korean American, like, older people are telling like their children that, oh, they don't want to go back to Korea because it's not the same. It's not the same. But really, the reason why they can't go back is because some of these banks and some of these government entities are like, you still owe us money. You literally stole from us. You punched us down when Japan was here trying to like do all of the stuff that they were doing here. And you owe us money. So now if you come in here, we will arrest you. We will arrest you. Give us the fucking money back. Which is also why there are Koreans in Korea that are resentful against Korean Americans, because everybody knows that like the money was stolen, and that a lot of the Korean Americans that are in the United States today are only there because they siloed the money out of the hands of like other people. So that's like a short history lesson, but it's just kind of giving an example of like parents can lie. You know what I mean? Like, it's not kind of short of the imagination that parents can lie. So with that, let's go into Dababy. Also, if you guys comment, if you're watching this after this is over, please comment below. If you made it here, I want to go ahead and say like, put an emoji that does like the shushing, like put the emoji that does like the shushing thing. Because I feel like people, keep things hush hush and they kind of put things under the table. So either a table emoji or like an emoji that has like the shush shush, kind of sign in the comments below. So let's go on to Dababy. I think Dababy is broke. Like, I think we have to just start there. I think he's broke. I think something that I realized, and a lot of consumers and listeners started to realize during the Panini Pizzeria Pizza, is that a lot of the people that we see online, like whether they are like in traditional entertainment, don't really have that type of money. And I don't really think Dababy has money, because it's just like, why are you doing a feature with this person? I heard a really interesting comment from As Told by Kenya, where she essentially made commentary about how she believes that other entertainers in the music industry, especially other rappers, are jealous of Megan Thee Stallion. And they feel like because they're jealous of her like ascendance and her rise and her notoriety currently, that why should they kind of come to her defense? And, why shouldn't I align myself with people that may hurt her? Because she has it all right now. She's the sweetheart. And we didn't even know that Megan Thee Stallion was even still going to be here. And so kind of hearing people talk about the way Dababy was doing like this collaboration with Tory Lanez, and then saying like allegedly shy, like, and I was like, why are you putting allegedly? You didn't even say who you were talking about. That's not how that word works. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. And so I just feel like you're broke. You're broke. First of all, why are you paying this amount of money for features? That doesn't even make any sense. Hey, Tyra Rose. Mwah, mwah. Thank you to Dale Marks. Hey, thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, like some people like, which is why, okay, going back to that Nina Simone's Granddaughter thing, because like these documents are out here, and because like plaintiff and like estate attorneys are like looking at this, and they're like, okay, so we're like looking at this, and it's not what you think. Like, have you looked at these documents? Have you read these documents? Like, did your mother like maybe disclose, and actually the not caution, but like the asterisk I want to put here is like, I have no clue whether or not like there was like a gag order, you know, or some form of like an NDA, or it's like, if we settle this, then you can't talk about this, and this. Like, we have no clue, right? So you know what I mean? Like, I'm not obviously here to disparage anybody. So back to Dababy. Dababy is broke. And what I really feel like artists need to like, where I feel like we need to move is, like I said, some of you just need to fire your team. I'm not quite understanding how like Dababy has a lot of these high top hits, you know what I mean? Which, you know, as people say, like, numbers and streams, a lot of these things are inflated, like Billboard. Like, I care more about like how many units are you moving, how much can you sell out, how much brand can you parlay, hashtag the Blueprint series. And so it's quite disappointing that if Dababy has had this notoriety and been at the top of the charts as he has had, why would you be pining over abusers for a feature? It just doesn't make any sense. I was even hearing like, and this is alleged. Now this is alleged that some of the features that he was looking to do, they were requesting like $300,000 or something like that. And he was like, okay, let's pay the $300,000. And I'm like, do you need money real fast? Which brings me up to like the court case. He has been beating up people. Tyra Rose said, I can't stand the diaper. Listen. Listen. But it's just like, with all these cases, after him punching people on concert stages, shooting people, getting in shootouts with his crew, hashtag get rid of these people. Like, if you are like the money of your crew, you can't be putting yourself in situations where this could even be like a possibility. If you are like the money of your family or your neighborhood or your crew, like, you can't get involved with stuff like this. And your team should know this. You know what I mean? Like, your team should know this. So it's just not making any sense. Like, it's just not making any sense. So with all of these court cases that he's starting to be in, I think I believe they assaulted like the Uber driver. You know, it's just like, how many situations is this person going to get into where it's just like, I think you need the money. Let's go into the second part of this conversation of why I'm starting to like hypothesize that maybe like Dababy does not have money, or he's like needing to accumulate a lot of assets for impending like court cases or issues that he's having to resolve or checks that he couldn't cash. Is a lot of these, like, nobody has benefited off of their feature with Dababy, like with Tory Lanez. Do you guys understand? Like, it's just like I don't know how to say this with all due respect. I have not heard a Tory Lanez song on purpose. Let me repeat this again. And actually, it's a question. Have you heard a Tory Lanez song on purpose? Like, on purpose? Hi, Juju. Hi, Jordan. Juftul. Yes, Diaper. Yes. Juju said, I'm late, but I never forgave him after punching that black woman and showing no remorse. He was on live laughing about it. And then, of course, her lawyer, they all had to come out with this information. She had to start using language like, bro, I got a concussion. I have to go to work. I have to take care of my child. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, he did. Tyro said, I didn't know he punched a black woman. Yes. Okay. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but like, Dababy had this one concert and he punched somebody in the face. I think this was actually recorded on camera, and he had punched this woman. I'm like, where's your security? This woman wasn't coming on stage. I think it was like they were like beside each other, or like somebody bumped into somebody, and then it was just like, see, and then it became Mortal Kombat, and I'm like, what are we doing Mortal Kombat for? This is not an arcade. Like, just relax. Which is why I also feel like, and this is like a side conversation, but it's obvious that obviously some of these people have like PTSD. But it's just like, why are we getting like the fallout? Like, why are you punching? Like, why are you fighting people? Like, why are you getting into shootouts? Like, why are there people around you that don't even want to protect you by protecting themselves? Like, by protecting you, they protect themselves, because if you go to jail, Dababy, this whole cruise shit that you're doing, your family, your neighborhood, whoever it is that you support, or whoever is financially benefiting off of you and this operation you run, this shit is over. Via Chef says, right. Does the social media engagement translate to something tangible in real life? I wonder. We're going to talk about that. Check out the Blueprint series. If you're not subscribed to this channel, I make something called the Blueprint series because I was frustrated. I was so frustrated when I heard what was going on with Mary Jane Byarm, and it just didn't make any sense. Why are you scamming people for money for group trips when you could literally just start like a group travel trip, like affiliate agency? Like, you could literally just work with a travel company and then be the face, or you could just be the host and then just go on vacation. Doesn't make sense. And that's why I started this series called The Blueprint, and we will actually talk about that. Okay, actually, I'll tell you guys that right now, like a preview. I can't believe I am saying this, but I think I am like 60% on the way to securing an interview with Beyonce Carter Knowles. Put that in asterisks, an interview, quote unquote. Listen, you guys are not gonna believe this shit. Like, oh God, these like episodes, these like produced episodes that I've just been like working on, it's been a minute, in terms of like how long this is taking. But I finally found like a connect. I finally found a connect for who I want to do this. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but you guys, Beyonce is coming on the tapes. Yo, I can't even, I feel like you guys are like, is this girl like serious? And I'm like, no, okay, fine. It's not like legitimately Beyonce Carter Knowles, but somebody who is very much like her. It'll be so eerie. Like, it'll be so eerie. Like, you guys will be like shocked. It's a parody. It's like satire, but I'm so serious. Like, this person really does sound like Beyonce. She really does sound like Beyonce. It's like amazing. So it's taken me some time. I've been writing. I've obviously been doing like pre-production because I just want to make sure like it's going to work out. So I can't wait to just show you guys trailers and kind of go from there. Okay. Yes. Like, I kind of want to play for you like a clip of this person talking, and I'm just like, yo, this is going to be perfect. And actually, I'm not even going to spoil anything else because I'll just show a trailer. So yeah, which brings me to something else that I was going to say. No. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So she's somebody on the list that I've been talking to, and then there's somebody else that I've been talking to. So I've been talking to her team, and then I'm also talking to like another person. So oh my god, I'm so excited. No, okay, I guess maybe you didn't want to put her name, but no, like, she is one of the people. I won't say what you said, Tyra, since you retracted it, but yes, she's somebody that I reached out to her team, so we're in chit chat patty wax, and then there's somebody else, so I can't even believe it. So that's kind of in pre-production, and we'll see how far along I get on with that. So yes, Tyrose said, same, I don't know any Tory Lanez music. Tyrose then said, I'm sorry, but a lot of short men have anger issues. It's giving Napoleon complex. No comment. Oh, you corrected the spelling. Oh my gosh, thank you so much with the poom poom and the, yes, and the dancing ladies. Yes, thank you. So, going back to Dababy, it's just like, nobody who has done these sort of like, yes, Tyra, you do me not. I'm just like, how do you know this stuff? Like, what? Do we have a Negro Damas in the chat? Yes, you can see into the future. Oh my gosh, yeah. So the next thing I want to say about this, like, Tory Lanez thing real quick is just nobody who has done these collaborations with him have like projectile. Do you know what I mean? Like, their careers have not necessarily like advanced. So it's like, it doesn't even make sense to me why. And I feel like the only reason why you would even need to do this and pay such a hefty feature fee like this is if you are trying to accumulate as much assets as possible. So I want to pause real quick because I would like to shout out a Black woman, Black people's excellence, a new Olympian, and I have to show you guys this. So Editing me or current me, please roll this clip.
Like when we get on this line, when we get on this track, it's me and the clock. It's you and the clock. Ain't no age involved. Ain't no classification involved. It's who been working the hardest to get down to that line first. And that was my biggest thing to myself that I drove myself to focus on, to achieve, is the fact that you're not gonna put me in a category because you couldn't achieve those goals, because you couldn't do that when you was at such age or such category and stuff like that. My goal was to be the best I could be as soon as I could be the best.
It's time for Sh'Carri Richardson.
Yes. So the person that you just saw, if you don't know her already, her name is Sh'Carri Richardson, and she is, listen, like, she is literally one of the fastest. Like, I have, when I was like watching like her videos, as somebody who like, I wasn't in like track, but at, like her time, listen, her 100-meter is literally one of the fastest in the world. Like right now, like alive. People who are, well, not alive. A lot of people who I'm thinking of who are really fast are still alive. But listen, yeah, okay, so Tyra said, we got our new age Flojo, love her and love her spirit. Like, so amazing. Like, I literally have goosebumps. Like seeing her run, seeing her semi-qualifying rounds, seeing her pre-qualifying rounds, just like seeing her run. I'm like, yo, brilliant. Like, I get goosebumps. Like, I really do get goosebumps. So, really, really talented. I'm so proud of her. I'm so excited for her. Sh'Carri Richardson, I believe she's from Oak Cliff. I believe is Oak Cliff in Dallas, Texas, but she is from Texas. She's Black American Texan, and she is going to the Olympics. I'm so excited. Okay, wait, for those of you who are just coming in, I'll go ahead and replay the video. Even like this video low-key gave me like goosebumps.
Like when we get on this line, when we get on this track, it's me and the clock. It's you and the clock. Ain't no age involved. Ain't no classification involved. It's who been working the hardest to get down to that line first. And that was my biggest thing to myself that I drove myself to focus on, to achieve, is the fact that you're not gonna put me in a category because you couldn't achieve those goals, because you couldn't do that when you was at such age or such category and stuff like that. My goal was to be the best I could be as soon as I could be the best.
It's time for Sh'Carri Richardson.
Yes. So yes, once again, that was Sh'Carri Richardson. Like, amazing. Okay, yes. Do you know there was something I wanted to say about this? I was talking to some of my friends, and especially one that they went to a high school. They had friends who they qualified for the Olympics. They went to the Olympics. And something that I was just asking them, I was like, for the life of me, and I kind of want to make a blueprint episode about this. I have like so many blueprint episodes that are like in like draft. They're like been writing, drafting phase. So I didn't forget about the fact that I do those. I wanted to talk about why are wig companies not sponsoring Sh'Carri Richardson? You guys, you see, let me put on this hat because you guys are going to see, like, this is what I mean when I say blueprint. This is what I mean when I say, like, strategy. I have for no clue. And also this person did elaborate, so I will elaborate some of the stuff that they told me about why this takes place. But track and field are terrible when it comes to doing these sort of marketing plays with their athletes who are mostly black, and it's just like, once again, what is it with like really great talent where it's like your team, like people who should be able to bring in this amount of money? If Sh'Carri Richardson had a wig company like sponsorship, and she said, these are the wigs that I wear, this is the wig glue that I use in my hair when I run 100-meter, 200-meter dashes, I would literally buy it. Do you understand? Do you know what type of money? And I believe she does have like an official, obviously Nike or Nike, if you're wherever you're from, Nike like sponsorship. But it's just like, bro, she looks amazing. So something that I low-key was thinking about. So let's see what else. Okay, so yeah, let's go down to Creepshow art. And this is originally something that I had titled the video because I wanted to talk about like the idea of like internet friends, and is that real? Is that real? You know, so that was kind of something that I'm thinking about, and I kind of want us to discuss this as a closeout session. And if you guys have any questions or comments, please go ahead and ask me anything, because I like reading comments. I love reading comments. So if you are made it to this far in the video and you are watching this like not live, but like you're watching this after it's played, go ahead and put like an emoji of somebody running or like dancing, some sort of physical activity. Have you like, if you're watching like a playback of this, did you guys know of Sh'Carri Richardson? Like, is this the first time you've kind of heard of her? I'm super curious about that. So let's talk about Creepshow art and just like the bizarreness. I don't want to get into it too much. I don't necessarily watch these white people like this, but something I think that I do want to talk about was the idea of her making like a Finsta account or like a throwaway account in one of these online forums, and then talking about herself in like third person and talking about her friends, doxing her sister. And it's just like, you have problems. You have issues. You have issues. Ebony, Vogue, L, yes, you have issues. That's not how Nicki Minaj said it. It was in an optimistic way. But you have a lot of issues. You have a lot of problems doing all of this. Why would somebody even do something like this? And so really the question that I posed while kind of listening to this, and also I guess I will credit like Harriana Hook. The only reason why I really felt compelled to talk about this, and especially in the internet friends context, is because I saw another Black person kind of talk about this. Harriana Hook, if you guys have heard of her. And of course, like she, she's kind of growing. She's growing rapidly, and they had, I guess, intermingled behind the scene. Yeah, it's just real weird, really weirdo stuff. Like, I'm just like, listen, if I find out that you did this, let's say I was the sister that this person was doxing, Shannon, I would have to fight you. I would have to fight you. Do you understand? Like, you doxed me on the internet and we're sisters. Like, I know you. We know each other. I will fight you. There's no other way to resolve this. Like, there's no other way. What are we going to do? Take you to the police? Which I do think she has like a lawsuit on her hands, like for real. Cause I'm just like, this is a lot. Really what I want to talk about is like, internet friends. Like, is that a real thing? Like, do you guys really believe like you can become like internet friends with someone? Like, should you trust? Okay, so let's say I become like some big influencer, right? Or big creator on YouTube. Is it a good idea? And maybe I should be posing this question to people who are much larger, but like, can influencers really be friends like that? Like, I'm sure obviously some people are actually friends, but I'm just like, are these friendships real? Does that make sense? Are these friendships real? I heard that this person, Creepshow Art, was also talking about D'Angelo Wallace, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, it's really interesting, like the people that she like associates with, and like who got caught up in this. I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. Really, very, very like narcissistic, like very just, I don't want to say narcissistic, very bizarre, very, very bizarre. So, I don't even know. I feel like this was a pretty short one. I'm procrastinating. I've been procrastinating most of this weekend, but I'm super excited. I would say, what's up next? So I would guess maybe I can do some like announcements or just some like ending thoughts. Like, what am I even working on? I'm going live often. What is this all about? I would say lives are for, yeah, like they're not really friendly, especially like when you hear about what happened with Mary Jane and how like people were like, oh, she was really rude. She was snapping her fingers, being rude. I'm just like, okay, I'm not paying for a trip where a part of the payment was that you were going to be like cordial and nice and bubbly and we were all going to have fun, and you talking to me crazy. Tyra Rose said, I'm very apprehensive of internet friends and a lot of influencers are not friendly. Yeah, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, for example, like in the previous live where I was talking about Moon Cosmetics and the text messages that she was sending to not only Aria, but like the esthetician. And she was like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? Take that out. Are you dumb? Are you? And I'm like, you don't even know me. Like, who are you talking to? Like, who are you talking to? Like, you know, very like, who, do you guys talk to people like this in real life? And no, of course you don't. Of course you don't, because I'd chuck my slipper on your head. I'd slap you with my slipper. I would. I'd beat you up with my Jordans. I would. I would. So I don't really think these people can talk to people like this in real life. I don't know. It's like I said, like the Kingsley Code, like one day you're going to mess with the wrong one. Like one day it'll just be like that wrong person that you mess with. So, okay, so some announcements. I do have some videos coming up. So like, maybe I should talk, I don't know, should I be talking about what those videos are? Some blueprint videos are coming up, and surprisingly enough, I think like the blueprint video that'll come out first will probably be for Jessie Woo. I don't know. I don't know if that's because I've been doing more research on her or like she's just higher up in the pipeline, but she kind of seemed like somebody that would probably be higher up on that list. Also, I think I'm going to go ahead and make like a trailer or like a video thanking you guys for watching season 1 of my tapes. This was really, really interesting. Like season 1 is over, I think. And I think the reason why I want to cut off season 1 here and probably do a couple of lives throughout the month of like June, July is just because I have like some really huge deadlines. I have like a huge deadline coming up. And then I have something happening like in early August that I have to prep for. So it's just, I'm kind of like strategizing and thinking. And so I don't really know if I will have time to like do all of the editing and production that I usually do for other videos. So I will play around with these lives and you guys like definitely know what you think. Definitely let me know what you think. Also, let me know what you guys think about like pre-scheduled lives because I only scheduled it 24 hours ahead because I just wanted to see something. But usually when I watch YouTube videos, I hate lives that are like scheduled days and days in advance. Like there's something about it that irks me. I'm just like, just go live. Just go live. Or like, for example, videos on Premiere. I really hate that. Unless it's like premiering like 10 minutes from now. Or unless it's like a huge video. I'm sure if I was a big YouTuber, I think like for where I'm at, I don't really know how it's perceived. So I'll just play it by ear. And then I'm probably gonna produce a trailer for season 2, starting with some of the episodes that I've kind of been teasing and talking about here and there, as well as like blueprint episodes, because that takes a lot of time and resources and, you know, research, resources and energy. And yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of having fun. So far, so good. So far, so good. And yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see. So if you're watching this playback, definitely feel free to type in the comment section below. And I will read and make sure that there's no other comments that I'm missing here. How's you guys' weekend? I really loved our conversation about the supervillain thing. I like rewatched that. Do you know guys, I like literally rewatched and like obviously I put like timestamps in like the Moon Cosmetics video and the Ari the Dawn like Par Moon X thing, but listen, these super villain powers, like somebody, who was I talking about where I said, oh, if I was a Zula, it was Tiana. Tiana said that if I became a Zula, she would snap my neck. She said that she would be Hancock. I literally wrote that down. I like wrote down all of you guys' like super villains that you guys said that you would be. Like there was Hancock, Vandal, the Savage, a lot of Frieza, the Joker, really interesting mixes. So yes, I think what I will do when I make the trailer or like when I'm done is I probably will have like a few videos where I like put snippets of it at the very beginning of the video so that people will know that it's coming up. I can't believe I'm saying this, but share this video on Twitter. No, okay, so I want the community section. I feel like the community section is much easier to put announcements instead of like comments under like current videos. They're working for me now, but I'm just kind of like trying to think about how do I tease things happening like properly, you know? How? Yeah, okay, Tyra said people forgot that just because it's the internet doesn't mean you can talk to people any type of way. That's what I'm saying. Like I think people are detached from reality. Like Dababy. Dababy is detached from reality because after he's done getting this quick bucks that he's getting from this from this song, I'm just like, nobody who has done a collaboration with Tory Lanez has like seen the sunset. You understand? Like nobody who's done a collaboration with Dababy has seen like paradise. Okay, so I think he fell from grace. I don't know. Something about like this whole Dababy thing. I'm just like, it's like with every new thing that comes out, it's very like distasteful. You know, like a bitter taste in your mouth. I'm just like, everything I hear about you're punching people at concerts, you're getting into shootouts, you're fighting Uber drivers, like he's losing his black core audience, which like a lot of like artists don't understand. Like you lose this like black core audience that you have and you're kind of over. Like it's not as though you've completely crossed over. So I have no clue what this boy is about to do. I think he's much older than me. I have no clue what he's gonna do. And actually, on the jealousy thing about like, I feel like artists are jealous of Megan Thee Stallion. I think it's also because like they all came up when she was coming up. Does that make sense? Like they're classmates. And so like she's really ahead. She's very much ahead. She's very much like blossomed and like, you know, her career has like grown. And so I kind of feel like, are they jealous because like they grew up with her, like they were in her class and they aren't where she is? Yeah, okay, so yeah. Thank you. Tyro said no, Tori is the kiss of death at this point. Yeah, I'm just like, that's why I was just like, this was a terrible move. Like, this is a terrible move on your part, on your team's part. And I talk about team, I talk about blueprint, I talk about strategy all the time because I mean it. This is terrible strategy. Terrible. Everybody, and you just need to use data. You can just look at the Carfax. You're being petty and you're saying it's just business, but this is a terrible business move. This is a terrible business. This was not a business move. You're doing business with somebody who is going to get sent back to Canada. You think you're being smart, but you're not. This is why I'm like, fire your whole team, including Megan Thee Stallion. Like, it's time to pull a Beyonce. Which is why also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like Megan Thee Stallion has been kind of quiet. She's been kind of quiet. But I think it's like she's been like, bro, no more access. I hope that's where she's going with this. Like, I can't allow you people to have any more access to me because look at where it's gotten me. And even with that boyfriend of hers, like, I think he needs to sit in the back. I think he needs to go to the back. Like, I don't even want people to see. I don't want to see this man. I don't want to see this man no more. Go dark. It's time. Let these people know, like, you can't utilize me like this. You know what Megan Thee Stallion needs to do? She needs to pull a Rihanna. Rihanna said, fuck this industry. Rihanna said, screw the industry. She needs to pull a Rihanna. I think like that's what she should have unfortunately done a lot earlier on. Megan Thee Stallion should have pulled a Rihanna and said, this whole industry does not like women. The whole industry, it's fatphobic, it's sexist, it's misogynoir, it's classist, it's colorist. Like, there is nothing for me here. Rihanna said, fuck all of you people. Shut the fuck up. Rihanna does this. She needs to take a page out of her playbook. No more. None of these people give a shit. None of these people care. None of these people who should have cared. And it's so weird. Going back to Dababy, I think another reason why I felt like this is bad strategy is because it's also like, you could have really been like the brother. You could have really been like the brother that would look out for your sister, would look out for your classmates. You could have really looked out for her. She was doing you a favor. I think that's another thing. Like, she was really it's like Cardi B and like Offset. It's like, you really did this man a favor. Like, his career honestly would have been over. Like, I'm not saying that the Migos obviously did not contribute very interesting sounds when they came out. I'm just saying that at the time that Offset had linked with Cardi B, their career was kind of moving in a different trajectory. So he was securing the bag. I feel like Megan Thee Stallion did Dababy a favor. And this is how he repaid. And this is like, it's just like, you not all of you, macaroni and cheese. Your head is scrambled. China Lewis said, I'm late. I like this, Avi. Thank you. I really like the fact that I could like find cornrows because I was just like, because I was doing cornrows to my head. So I was like, I want to find like cornrows for my hair. Also, it's so hot. Like, it's so hot. So I've literally been like twisting my hair and like trying to like put my hair together. But yeah. And then Tyra said, Meg needs to protect her peace. Yeah, at this point, I just feel like And actually, one more comment on Megan Thee Stallion in regards to protecting her peace. Something I will say that I'm kind of like not like pleased with is like, I hate how like we started hearing like like protecting Black women, but then when it came to like associating with Dababy, it's like picking and choosing, like, and I'm just like, I don't like that when it comes to like your downfall. That's when when it comes to bad things that are happening to you, that's when you're like, oh, we need to like protect Black women. Like, I didn't really feel comfortable with the way that she had like invoked Black women, when it's like you're associated with the Dababy. Dababy literally just got out of a case where he's punching a Black woman. Why are you doing something like, it's just a lot. I really do wish you the best. So I really think, like I said, that video that I made on like, do Megan Thee Stallion, do her songs sound the same? That question where I started to talk about her team and like talent development. Like, who are these people in her crew, her team? I want to know who's in her team. I say this with all due respect. Like, so I wonder, I really do wonder, like, maybe we're seeing, like, I really did pose the question, call me Negro Dominant. I think we could be seeing like the resurgence of her, Yeah, okay, Tyra Rose said, the rap girlies are running the game and the men are cornballs. Like, silly. China Lou said, wow, I didn't hear about that. Yeah, it's just a lot of weirdness. People were even making jokes. People were saying stuff like, oh, now Dababy has joined the club of people who've shot up people. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong? You just listen to yourself. Is this how you want yourself to go? I think also another reason why a lot of his core audience fled the scene is a lot of his core audience was probably Black women. And I'm like, I don't want to support someone that's punching other Black women in the face and that's getting into shootouts and like assaulting like labor, like drive share workers. Like, this is not really what I came to follow you about. Like, you need therapy. And you need to remove all these people in your like crew and your camp that encourage you and push you towards like these situations. Like, why doesn't anybody care about you? As for Megan Thee Stallion, my eyes are open. I feel like, I don't want to say like she's walking on a landmine, but I really feel like she could be taking the right steps and we could be seeing something really interesting happen with her career. So I'm really, really curious on seeing where that goes. So I got to the bottom of the comments and I think I'll stop here. I'll keep this kind of shorter. My name is Q and welcome back, oh my God, thank you for watching another one of my tapes. I really, really do appreciate it. You guys are so sweet. If you're watching the recording of this, please put a fruit emoji. You guys are so sweet for making it this far. And I will chit chat patty whack with you guys later. Yeah, he's very low vibration and people are seeing it. You see, this is how I'm about to like say, oh, bye, and then like keep talking. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, people can kind of, it's like what I said. I feel like people are looking at like Dababy and like looking at all these events happening. And it's just like slowly but surely, like just like a bitter taste in their mouth. Like, dang, like, people will start to say like, oh, you're not even as attractive as I thought you were. And it's not because he doesn't have a good face. It's just that like, you are like participating in actions that just make your spirit ugly, I'll be on time next time. Should I be telling people to put on like post notifications? Like, I never really like thought about telling people that. But I will, I'll see. I'll check back on that. Cause I'm wondering like, do people not get the notifications? I kind of wonder. So thank you for telling me that, China Luz. I'll keep that in the back of my mind. And no, you're fine. I really like the fact that you contributed. And thank you so much, Tyra Rose, for being here. Juptil, I don't know if you're here. Jojo, Jordan, I thank you so much for being here. Twadale, Marks, thank you so much for being here. Viva or Viachev, yes, thank you so much for being here. So I will go ahead and stop here. And I mean, I don't know. I'll see you in another one of my tapes. Bye.